Awesome, thank you. We're going to crack on. There's not a huge amounts of time to waste, and I know Giuliana's got some amazing things to say. I've known Giuliana for many years. She is awesome. She knows our industry really well, and so she's going to have some really good things to tell you. Her company is called EduSolv, and I'll be popping in the chat some details of how to get in touch with them as well. So take it away, Giuliana.
Thank you very much, Nicola, and thank you very much for having me today. And thank you everyone for making the time early morning on a Tuesday. I'm not sure about the weather where you are, but here it's rainy and perfect day to be in a webinar. Let me tell you this. Right, so today I'm going to talk about the art of admissions, automating repetitive tasks to reclaim human connection. My name is Giuliana. My company is EduSolv, and I recently rebranded to EduSolv AI just to make things very, very simple. So everyone knows that what I'm trying to do here is solve education with AI. Yeah, not in the exact right order, but it's still clear enough. Right, so that's me, just very quickly. I've been in international education for 18 years, almost 2 decades now. And I worked with all levels of institutions of within education. I was an agency myself. I was an agent for six to 7 years. I had my own agency. I was with international students. I worked with universities, 4 universities. I worked with 12 boarding schools, language schools, summer schools, all of them. And now I decided to package all this and become a full-time AI practitioner. And I implement AI solutions, and I deliver literacy in company training, and I basically make people ready for everything that AI can bring to them. Right, that's me. Enough. And let's talk about the learning outcomes for today. So after this session today, you will know what is an AI LLM, and believe me, there is still some confusion around this particular word, because there's a difference between AI automation and AI agents. And we're going to that first, just to start with the foundation is always good. Then we have the A.R.T acronym, which is an acronym that I created myself a few months ago, because it makes it much simpler to explain things in terms of what AI can do and what cannot do, and how we should be selecting the things we want to tackle when we are talking about AI. Then how AI can handle inquiry management, which is the specific use case I picked for us today. Then the difference between cutting staff time and restoring human contact. And after this session, you will be able to name at least one repetitive task you can automate this month. You will see AI in action with an end-to-end workflow. So I have a live demo for you, which is exciting. Everyone loves a live demo. I love a live demo. And then you can make an internal case for AI without a technical background. So the one I'm going to show you today, you don't need to ask your IT team. Let them do their stuff and get started for a real issue. So these are the outcomes for today. Next thing.
That's just one of those things where it's on like the full day.
I'm taking the war.
And just pay attention to what's happening. But at least they say something.
Someone needs to mute themselves.
Genevieve.
Yeah. So the figures we can't ignore. 80% of routine customer questions can be handled by AI. Yeah, that comes from a report from IBM. Then 1 in 3 international students abandon an application because of communication issues. That also comes from a report, and that directly connects to the live demo that I have for you today, and that's the reason why I picked that particular use case. Then we have 60% of employees could save 30% of their time with workflow automation, and only 1 in 3 students receive a reply within the time frame they expect. So these are alarming figures and facts that we have here. So it's important for us to take them into consideration in order to understand what problem we are trying to resolve here. Then the next thing is, what is the difference? And I can bet many of you are still a bit confused about this one, because no one explains the terms well enough, in my opinion. So what I try to do here is to explain very simple terms what they are, right? So we have 3 A's here, and that's a very simple framework because it helps you remember exactly what that is about. Automation, AI as in the large language model user interface, and the AI agent. So these are the 3 A's we are going to cover here in terms of difference. First one, what's the first one? Automation. Rule-based. So it's deterministic. So it's basically point A to point B, and it's going to do that task. It's going to cover that, it's going to complete that task the same way every time. There is no reasoning, no autonomy. Once you set out, that's how it's going to be every time. Yeah. So it follows a fixed set of steps you define in advance. It does the same thing. The second thing is the language-based case, which is the one most of us use every day, and that's a reactive type of task. So it understands and it generates whatever output you're looking for. Yeah, so you just go to ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, whatever that is that you use, Copilot, and then you ask a question, you get the answer, and that's it. That's the reactive type of AI. And conversational as well, how we normally refer to that. And then we have the one that I love to bits, which is the AI agent autonomous work. And that's action-based, autonomous, and you just leave the AI to do its thing. There is a level of complexity here. We won't be able to cover this today, but maybe another opportunity, of course, we can always cover that part. But basically what it does is puts pieces of AI together, and they work together, they make their own decisions, they take certain steps, and they act by themselves. So yes, there is a level of autonomy that doesn't necessarily have the human input. However, the best agentic workforces that I have seen so far have some form of 1 or 2 or perhaps 3 touch points with the human in the loop. That's what we say in the technical world, the human in the loop, but we can simply say a human involved in the process. Okay, so that's the AI agent. Okay, we are going to move to the next one, which is the problem. And in fact, I forgot to explain what we're going to cover today, which is the line at the top of the slide. So if you just want to understand where we're at and what we are covering in full, just look at the line on the top of the slide. Everything is in there. Right, so we are talking about the problem now. And that's the A.R.T framework, which is the title of the session. Automatic, repetitive tasks. But in this particular framework here, to help you understand the framework a little bit better, I replaced the task, the T, with time heavy. Why did I do that? That's to help you use this framework on your day-to-day. Because when you are looking at your work and when we're looking at the things you want to do, how you want to implement AI for yourselves, you need to always see how that task, whatever work, whatever you're doing, how it fits into every category of this framework. There's only 3 letters to make it simple. Complexity doesn't help anyone. And when I see too much complexity in anything I work with, or when I'm working with schools, when I work with anyone, the more complexity you add to anything, the less likely people are to follow it or to really embrace that opportunity. So keep things simple. This framework is very simple, and basically what I need to look at here is it an automatic type of work? Is it repetitive? And does it consume a lot of time? Is it time consuming? Yeah, so let's look at the first one here, right? Does it follow the same logic every time? So the task has a consistent process. There's no creative judgment required. That's the T. Then, that's the A. Then the second one is, are you doing it more than 3 times a week? Are you doing this often enough? A task that happens once a month is not your priority, not for AI. A task that happens 30 times a week, that is priority, and that's the one you need to start from when you are thinking of implementing AI. Then we go to the third one, the one from on the right hand side, which is related to the time consuming element. Is it taking time away from higher value work? And I cannot emphasize this enough. I have seen lots of situations over the course of these 18 years that I've been in this industry, working with schools, colleges, universities, agencies. It's not anyone's fault, but people spend a lot of time on in the wrong tasks, basically. They are spending time in tasks that are not high value, and they could easily be automated. Yeah, so here's where AI adds so much value. Now, the task consumes staff time that could go to real conversations, build relationships, and solve complex problems. One single task should never take too long. Yeah, and I'm not going to leave you without examples. I'm going to give you the examples. So here in admissions, which is the use case of this session, and it's just one part of our ecosystem in education that can be considered, of course, but for one session of half an hour, I have to pick one specific area, right? So today I picked admissions. Now, is it automatable? Examples of automatable tasks include visa eligibility, quote generation, and the application process. So there's lots of different use cases within these three categories that you can pick that you can automate. That's the first one. Repetitive, frequently asked questions, as the acronym, the actual name implies already. Then we have the follow-up communications, that's another example, and accommodation options. Because as far as I know, your accommodations don't change every week, do they? So you have more or less the same type of accommodations all year round. So that is repetitive as well, because you need to explain what the accommodation is, what it offers, and all that. Time heavy, first response emails. Normally, the first emails you send out are the longest ones, are the ones that you really put a lot of effort in. So that's the one that take a lot of time. System updates take a lot of time. Data entry and hygiene in systems takes a lot of time. Yeah, so these are only a few examples that I can give you today. Then we have the goal. So the A.R.T framework that I explained earlier versus human skills. So the goal here is do the same work, but faster and more strategic. AI replaces manual work, and is measured by hours, saved for the team and optimized the time. And just be careful, because the quality drops if the training of the knowledge base behind the AI provided is not good enough. So make sure that whatever knowledge base we're giving to it is good enough. And I'm going to show this in the live demo as well. Then we have the restoring human contact. So give the team members more time for the tasks only they can do. So the ultimate goal of automating anything, of implementing AI anywhere, is to give people more time to be humans. How many times did you hear from your team members, from your colleagues, from your peers, in networking events, in conversations? How many times you heard people saying, "Oh, I wish I had more time to have conversations with people. I wish I had more time for XYZ meetings, or to brainstorm ideas, to talk," right? So how many times we've heard this kind of issues, right, coming from people. So that's exactly what the issue that AI came to resolve, and that's why I love AI in pretty much every sense. I can see the issues as well, of course. I think we have to be realistic, but the reality is that there's lots of positives and lots of good things about AI here. Right, so just to finish on this slide, AI handles the volume, humans handle the relationship. That's measured by quality of conversations, conversion rates, and team satisfaction. Yeah, that's on the right-hand side here. So just to note that teams see this as a threat when the idea of implementing AI is not positioned correctly. And this is something I see often as well. Sometimes people resist because they don't understand. They don't understand the value. They don't understand they don't see the end goal. So always start with the end goal, where you're trying to get to, and that makes things much easier for people to understand. Okay. Then the next thing that I have here for us is the solution, which is the exciting part, right? Everyone loves to see the end goal after all, and then you're going to have the demo, and potentially, if we have time, for question and answer sessions as well, if someone has any questions. Right, so what we're going to see today here is an inquiry management agent that's built on Claude, running inside an admissions workflow. So that's one part of the admissions workflow. Because remember, when you are looking at anything within your work, you need to break that down into micro steps. And then you select one section of that workflow, look at that one section to see how you can automate that, or how you can use AI to resolve that particular issue, and start from there. So just start with a small area, implement it, make it as good as you possibly can with testing, with iteration, making it perfect. Yeah, worth, you know what I mean? But just trying to make it better and improve over time. And when you get to the point that's good, then you can expand to the rest of the workflow. That's my technique. That's how I always start with anything that I decide to do in terms of implementation, and even for my own consultancy as well, for my own work. So what I'm going to see here is the student inquiry gets to you, to this school, or to the agency. Yeah, so you receive an inquiry from a student, whether you're an agent or a school or a university. And then what it does, in this particular case, it's possible to automate it, but just to make it accessible and easy to manage and easy to set up for everyone, you have to transfer the inquiry to the chat box. In this case, it's Claude. And then let the agent work on the inquiry for you. So that's on your behalf. Yeah, that's one use case within the workflow. So you copy the current inquiry into the chat box. The AI agent behind it that are already trained within Claude is going to identify who the student is, where they're from, and what they need. Yeah, so they interpret, they basically understand the whole inquiry, what the inquiry is about. Then they check the student profile requirements and everything that is in your knowledge base that you put behind the AI agent. And then it's going to give you the output, the exact draft that you need to use to reply to the student exactly as your sales representative would do. And then all you have to do is just approve the content and send it out. Okay. Again, it's possible to automate that and make it all happening automatic with a click of a button, but that would add an extra level of complexity. Yeah, so that's something that today I won't be able to show you, but I hope that this particular use case will be easy for you to set up tomorrow. Right. The demo works like this. The raw student inquiry comes, you paste it in the chat, indicated in this case by the sales representative. Let's say it's a student from Japan. They're going to say, hello, I'm Yoko from Japan. I want to register for an English course and I need somewhere to stay. How do I apply? So the next step is the AI agent, let me be clear on that. The AI agent identifies the profile. So the name is Yoko, country is Japan, he's a non-EU student. The intent is course accommodation and application, and visa needed, yes. Yeah, so this is the agent acting on the back end of the tool. Yeah. Then the output is going to be what you see on the right hand side now. The agent writes the response. And what happens here, that's what we call human in the loop in the tech world. The sales representative is going to approve that email, and with a click of a button, they're going to send it to the student. Yeah, so this here is just an example of what the output of the email is. All right, right, let's look at a demo. Okay, so here is, I think I have to Sorry, can everyone see the live demo from Claude? Can everyone see the change of screen? Just to be sure. If you can just put just at least one person can put it in the chat. Kathy, thank you. Yes, okay. So this is Claude for those who don't know. And oh, sorry, now I can see lots of icons just popping up on the screen. Thank you guys. Right, so this is Claude. What you're going to do is go to the menu here on the right hand side and click on projects. You see project, and then you're going to create a new project. Yeah, it's a button that you just you click on. It's written create a project. You create it. You give the project instructions, and then you give your knowledge base. So what the knowledge base is everything about your organization. So it's your school brochure, your price list, your arrival, your welcome pack, whatever that is. So you could, in this case, of course, it's a live demo. So I created a dummy school profile. But in our case, you're going to use your real materials and put as many as you possibly can and as structured as you possibly can. What do I mean by structured? Separate everything in sections to make it clear for the agent to extract information and cater and customize the answer to the best of its ability. Okay, so let's look at an example here with the one that I showed on this slide, the Japan one. So what I did was, this is supposed to be the inquiry from the student. They said, I'm Yoko from Japan, looking for a personal accommodation. How do I apply? And this is the email from the agent. So what they did here was, thank you for getting in touch. So dear Yoko, thank you for getting in touch. I consider interested in hosting accommodation with us. We offer general English prices from £200 per week. For accommodation, we have student residence, private flats. It starts from £250 per week. If you're ready, so as you are from Japan, you will need to check your visa requirements before traveling. You can find the full guidance here on this link. Of course, this link doesn't exist. It's just my dummy school profile that I created. And you can apply here. And again, these links here that you see are in the knowledge base. So the agent decided to pick the links by itself. Okay. Again, this is generic. I wouldn't say it's generic. It is customized. But I created a knowledge base in a very simple way. So if you wanted the output to be even more customized, you can do it. Just make sure that the knowledge base is good enough, it's structured enough. Now, let's just go back and just do it ourselves. So you don't need to ask anything to the AI agent. All you need to do is copy the inquiry from the student exactly as it comes and paste it right here. You don't need to say anything else. So let's look at the demo again, right? So let's say, let's pretend we are a student. So our writing is not perfect. Let's make it imperfect intentionally. I am student from ethical. Evening information about course. Yeah. Then I'm just going to change the mother to sign this way. I didn't put the name of the student, so it's going to say dear student. But if I say, hello, I'm Jose from Mexico, it's going to say dear Jose. So just remember to add the name of the student if you wanted the full email ready to copy and paste. Anyway, so what the AI agent has done here for us is, as you can see, it collected all the information from the knowledge base. I didn't give much information again. I just said, hello, I'm from Mexico, give me information. So what the agent knows is a student that needs a visa and they want information about course, but they didn't request accommodation. So as you can see on the email, there's nothing saying accommodation because the student didn't specify that they want accommodation. So the agent did a really good job here. They interpreted the information with the best of its ability and gave an output based on that. If you have an inquiry that is a bit more detailed, let's put it this way. I am from Spain. I want 1 month English course with student residence. July. Typos are fine. Don't worry about typos. The AI agent will understand. Give me price. Do I need visa? How do I apply? Give me your, I don't know, contact details, whatever it is. Yeah. So let's just make it imperfect because normally the inquiries that come to us are not going to come perfect. Yeah. Let's have a look again at the output. And just remember that whenever you're testing it, based on the outputs, based on the answers that the LLM is going to give to you, I would recommend you go back to your knowledge base whenever you're not 100% ready. So whenever you're not 100% happy with the output, and just improve your knowledge base to ensure that the outcome is going to be good every time. Yeah, here once again, I forgot to put the name of the student. So the AI is just going to forget to address you the name of the student if you don't say it. But if you do, it's going to give you a clean output. So thank you for inquiry. If you're interested in a 1 month general English course in July with student residence accommodation. So our general English course is available at all levels. Student residence. Are you from Spain? Now, you see, I asked for the contact details. So the agent gave the contact details in here. Of course, that's a dummy demonstration, so it's not going to be exactly what it should be. Just remember to add your links to the knowledge base. Yeah. If you are boarding school, it's exactly the same. I want a year of boarding tuition, a boarding tuition. Actually, it's not going to work because I think that the knowledge base doesn't contain that information. Let's have a look. Yeah, so because the knowledge base doesn't contain the price list for the boarding school, the agent is basically going to say, sorry, wrong organization. So just make sure that your knowledge base has all the information correctly in that. And that's actually good because it helps you see the mistakes you might get and how to fix them. But the bottom line is go back to the knowledge base and it's always going to be the best choice.
I've got a question, Giuliana. Can I just ask, can they do the same in ChatGPT?
Yes, they can.
Do they need a subscription for this?
Yeah, because for the GPT, which is the one that you're going to use, that's a paid feature.
Okay. And then, as I said, it's quite robotic in response. Can you build it to be warmer?
Yes, you can. So what you need to do in this case, to make the outcome warmer, you need to write at the bottom of the knowledge base, or you need to just create a section in the knowledge base saying, please follow these rules when replying to every inquiry. The tone must be friendly, casual, Don't use words X, Y, Z. Try to use words Here's an example. So this is the best thing you can do. Give the knowledge base examples of your real answers. So get your answers the way you normally answer, put it in the knowledge base, and the AI agent is going to use that as reference.
Got it. And that's why I'm jumping in to keep it actually running out of time.
Sure.
And can it be done in Copilot as well?
Yes, it can be done in Copilot as well. It's already embedded in Microsoft, makes it easier as well for you.
Okay. And then instead, this is saying, instead of a text, can we copy them onto an Excel sheet or an export from our CRM with the daily inquiries?
Sorry, let me read the question. So instead of a text, can we copy their Excel sheet or an export from our CRM with the daily inquiries? Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, Elisa, right? Elisa. So what you can do is just whatever you have in terms of materials from your real conversations, you can export everything from your CRM. That's actually a very good solution. I'm glad you said that, because if you export your real conversations as much as you possibly can, put it in the knowledge base as an uploaded Excel spreadsheet, as you said, and then just point the AI agent to that to be used as a reference. That's going to be perfect, because the agent is always going to look at the spreadsheet to craft the answers, and it's going to use your tone, your voice, the way you write, the way you don't write. So that the examples is the best thing you do. And if you get real examples, it's even better. And just before we finish as well, for you guys who want to continue learning more and want to get more tips like this and want to understand better how to create these kind of solutions, I would recommend you subscribe to my newsletter. It's free of charge. It's on LinkedIn, which makes it easier. All you have to do is just click subscribe. And every time I publish a new edition, it goes straight into your inbox. So you don't have to do anything. Zero effort.
Two more things. Is it a paid feature if using Copilot?
For Copilot, it depends on the plan you're in. If you are in the basic plan, you're not going to have access to it. But if you are in the, I can't remember the name of the plan, but if you are in the pro business plan, normally, yes. If you're in the plan that includes AI agents in it, yes, you should be able to create them. Yeah.
Okay. And then a technical question, can you guide me, where do we upload the file on Copilot?
On Copilot, yes. So whenever you create an agent on Copilot, it's going to give you a section for a knowledge base. Yeah. And wherever you see a place that is allowing you to upload resources, that's the place where you put your materials. There's only one place for that. They're never going to give you multiple things. Now, it's only one place. Just look for the knowledge base or the resources section, and then just put the materials in there. Just upload everything you have: brochures, price lists, welcome packs, PowerPoint presentations, slide decks, everything you have. The more the better.
Nice, thank you very much. Great session. Sorry we've gone over a tiny bit, but it was worth it. And thank you very much for all those tips. You did so well to get all of that into 30 minutes.
Hard task.
I know it's really hard. It's important to keep up with these things. That's Giuliana's newsletters are good. I get them. I'd recommend. Do connect and follow as well. And thank you so much, Giuliana, for giving up your time today, my lovely. Thank you. And everyone, this will also be, the recording will be in the portal, which you can go and have a look at later on.
Thank you, everyone.
See you later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.